Time to install a motherboard. Alright. Now this is the case I'm using. It's an old Lian Li. Someone called it a vintage Lian Li. And I guess you could call it that. I'm not going to be using any of the 5 1/4. This is just where the Corsair cooler is going to sit, blowing towards the front. I'm not sure if I can leave these vents on yet. I should be able to. And I've already installed the motherboard pegs, which there's 9 of them in this one. And this case actually came with this little tool to install them, which is super boss. I'm so glad I found it because it was gone for a while. And if when you buy a motherboard and you want to know how many holes there are and where they are, just hold it up to the light. If there's a light. I don't really have a light. Here you go. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Straight across all 3 sets. Of course, before we do any of that, you've got to install the little plate, which I should have opened up. Now that's motherboard building music. Or motherboard installing music. I'm sure it'll get pulled off YouTube and blocked on mobile phones for that. Put it in the correct direction, pop it in. Careful, these things are sharp as hell. There we go. Alright, so my motherboard pegs are down and secure. I marked them before I put them in. I'm going to pull this out of its bag. Got the anti-static strap on because I'm standing on carpet with sneakers. Oh, baby. Crap. I just realized something. I've got to change out this plate for the one on my heatsink. Down stuff. There it is. So let's do that real quick. Your cooler might also have this. I'm not 100% sure. God, these are long screws. Alright, so this obviously goes in the back. It's got double stick tape. I don't need you for the duration. All the screws I need are there. I've got to unscrew this. It's a regular screwdriver. I'll try the larger regular screwdriver. These you just leave in if you've got a standard clip-on. It's one of the things that I hate about AMD is their damn clip-on system for their heatsinks. It's almost never straight. Intel did a way better job designing theirs. But now that doesn't matter. This isn't magnetized, by the way, which sucks. Right, that's out. Now this should fall off the bottom. Usually you want to handle these things. I like picking up on the heat sinks. There. That's a nice piece of... That's attached. That's heavy. That's a heavy piece of metal, actually. So now these are going to go in its place. I'll peel off the double sticks. And again, I'm working in shadow, even though I'm right under a light. Shouldn't matter which orientation it goes in. Okay. Press, press. Okay. And I think for now I could actually put this on. Obviously, this isn't 100% correct. Maybe I'll just screw down 2 of them. But it'll give me something to grab on the motherboard without yanking off the built-on heatsinks. Think about what you're trying to do to me. That one wasn't cross-threaded at all, officer. Alright, tools out. These can, well, if something's wrong with the board, I need to have those available to put back on. It's nice that you don't know anything is working until you've installed it all. Nice and easy. There's no access on the other side of this case. It is just what you have here. Shoot. That's right. Shoot. Make sure your pegs appear to be lining up. Make sure you didn't miss any holes, any screws. Flush here. Actually, probably a little more flush, but they're a little bit recessed past this plate. That'll be fine. I've got 9 screws ready to go on my magnetized screwdriver, and I'm going to do this one first, as far rear. I'm sure some people will tell you to do, just don't tighten it all the way, just get it down. That one will probably be next. And just like when you put tires on a car, I don't feel like going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We shall just squeeze the extra play to one side, and then things break. So do like a fake star pattern. So 1, now do the bottom over there. 2, and again, we're not tightening them down to the point of death. Just snug them up. 3. This is a unique case in that the power supply mounts there along the front, and there's a pass-through wire for power, for actual 110. So that means it's going to stick out to here. And that meant I had to pick a video card that would fit between the back and where the power supply stopped, which was like 10.5 inches exactly. 1, 2, 3. I'll do the corner. 3. Where's that middle one? Do the middle one now. Maybe the middle one would have been best to do first, huh? Comment. On these two I could do. 1. I haven't used a real case in so long. So I've got 2 left. I got this one. They're all lined up perfect. These motherboard cases usually come with plenty of holes for all different layouts. This one's perfect. Alright. I'm going to go around and do a little bit of tightening on all of them. Start at the back. Usually if you skip with a real light touch, that's enough. This motherboard isn't going to fall off. And I've already pulled out the 2 slots where the video card will sit. That's not going in until later. This again has to go. I can screw that all back together, put it in the box. Step 2. I guess I should do these next. Now, this has a USB 3 front header, but this case is sold it doesn't have one. And USB 2 and 3 are not compatible. There's actually more pins in a USB 3. But you can buy an adapter you plug into this, and it gives you literally just 2 USB 3 females internally, and then you could run something like this thing that I'm crushing. Just like one of these. Right in the back. Now I'm going to install this for 2. This board has a ridiculous amount of everything. I think it's got 10 USBs in the back, 8 of them regular, 2 USB 3s, and then it has support in here for 1, 2, 3 more USB 2.0 hubs, and then a USB 3 hub. So that's dumb. So I could put this in, but I'm not concerned right now. Doing these first. I could take them out of this thing as well until I need it. Speaker. I got a little PC speaker. Sysfan 1, no. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. I may have to point the camera more down. Temperature, front panel, hard drive, speaker. So speaker is part of the front cluster, so I'll do the speaker last. These are all the clusters of lights and power switches and LEDs and all that. It'll all be labeled. They should be color coordinated as well. Power LED with plus and minus there, which is not color coordinated. CI plus. No idea what that is. Message. Power. Reset hard drive. CI. Is there a CI on here? No? Well, the reset is that one. So I'm skipping CI. So it shouldn't matter. For the switches, it doesn't matter which way you put them because it's just making contact. There's power switch there. And this is hard drive. So I'll put that hard drive light. There. Have we done it? And now speaker. Just gotta make sure at the end this is all tucked away. Is there a positive or negative? Yes, there is. Assume red is positive. So what am I missing? I'm missing a message, plus or minus, which I don't know what that is. I guess that maybe for the network card. That'd be awesome. I gotta read up on that. And then CI. I don't know what that even is. Now these are the one of these has got to be a firewire. There's a firewire up here, which I really don't care about. Are they all the same connector? No, alright, this one's different. This one's got to be firewire. That is an assumption on my part, but I'm going to... Wait, this one audio? Yes, it's audio. Front audio. It's got that pin in the exact same spot as it over there. Now... I'm going to go under all this stuff. And I never ever use front audio, but there's no point in not plugging it in. Tuck it away. That barely reaches. Now what do I got? USB and USB. What the hell's the firewire? Maybe that's what this is for? These individual pins, or maybe this USB. I'm so confused. I don't have the book to this case anymore, or ever did, probably. Front USB 1, which is in red for some reason, then 2, 3, and then COM. One of these longer than the other? This one's the longest. I hope these work. Front USBs are the most important. That's why that's backwards, so I have 3 front USBs. Or actually, once you've turned the case backwards, you've pretty much committed to having all your USBs up front. I didn't go under this wire, did I? And I should. These are a real tight fit. Now I'm going to squeeze a damn power supply on top of everything. I've got all these little shitty wires hanging out. I feel like I'm going to break something. I wish for a day of positive clicking. There we go. At least that one felt like it went in. Alright, so like I said, USB 3 is going to have to be worked out separately. Probably with just that adapter into a box. I have another, the third one would be this, which I may move all the way to the end. Not sure. So, motherboard is now installed. Waiting for other components before I continue this along. Clearance is good. I could get an old card out and test. Actually, I have an old card. Just to test the clearance and line up. It's an old PCI card. That's why you keep them around, so you can test with them. Yep. Perfect. Alright, so next time I record something, it'll probably be processor and RAM, and my processor is going to involve a pretty custom install of this H70. So I have no idea what that's going to even involve. Now that I have this here, I could sort of guess where that's going to situate, to point out here if the fans are going to fit and clear. Thank God the RAM I bought is very low profile, so the tubes can come over, and then I got to deal with the giant power supply lead, because I don't have a modular power supply. I'm going to be using my 650 Enermax or 625 Enermax that I bought a couple years back. I'm just going to reuse it. Of course, it was $180 when I bought it. It's still a damn good power supply. I use them until they die, and Enermax never die. That's what I've determined. So, next time.